So I just got back from the theater and I just saw Candyman. This is the new reboot sequel kind of thing that came out based on the original Candyman. Um, Two things to note. I have never seen the original Candyman movies, so there's going to be zero comparisons in this review for the original Candyman movies. And I was not actually planning to see this movie. That's the other thing I'll note is that I wasn't planning to see it, but I work at a movie theater and I sell tickets to a lot of movies and things. And sometimes I get questions about certain movies that are pretty popular, and I need to be able to answer the questions, which is like, what's the movie about and stuff. So it was $5 Tuesday, which one of my favorite theater actually quit doing $5 Tuesdays, which I was really sad about. So they brought it back, and I've said, all right, I'm gonna go check out this movie at 12:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. And I drove there. I watched the movie, and I have some thoughts. First of all, people have said this. First of all, there's a crowd of people that are playing this movie up worse than it really is because it has politics in it. Now, I'm not. What I mean by that is I think that this is what I hate about modern film criticism. Whenever a movie has politics, there's going to be a crowd of people who start attacking it just because it has politics in it. And I don't like that sort of thing because it's not an issue that a film has politics, it's how the politics are integrated in the movie. And here in this movie I think it's poorly, but I also think that there's a portion of film critics nowadays that insult things and get mad that a film has politics and they ignore the actual filmmaking and what's good about the movie. You can't just go, the film sucks, has politics. No, you need to explain what was wrong with the politics within the film. How did it hurt the film? How did it make the film worse? You can't just go, sucks, politics, get it out of here. No, explain to me why it's bad. Why does it not work? That's what you need to explain. And I think a lot of film critics do that. And also, it's being played up as a bigger portion of this movie than it actually is. Because this movie actually, I think they kind of did play a big part in this movie, but they also didn't at the same time. But let's talk about what I liked before we get into that part of the movie. I really liked this movie a lot. I think it was a mixed bag, but the great things I think outweighed the bad things, which is that, first of all, this movie is beautifully shot, has incredible cinematography, and great horror. This movie has great horror. There are moments that I actually started shaking a couple times because the horror was that good. The way it was shot, the way it was edited, and the way that the kills were done were really good because a lot of the kills you're not seeing them happen, but there's enough horror and horrificness implied to the horror that I think it really made it work, and I really like that about this movie. Um, Letting your mind do the horror for you, basically. Like instead of just showing you point blank, here's what's happening, like a normal slasher movie, did something different, did something fresh. Really appreciate that. The performances were all pretty decent. They're all pretty good. Didn't have any issue there. Candyman himself was actually pretty creepy. And also, I should note, since I've never seen the original Candyman movies, this movie works as its own standalone film. There might be a couple references or things or characters that from the other Candyman movies in here that I didn't recognize, but for the most part, I don't see this movie and I'm confused about what's going on. I understand everything pretty good. So, I think if you're worried about that, you can just watch this movie. It's a standalone horror movie. I enjoyed the main aspect of this movie, which was the horror, which is why you'd want to see this movie. What I didn't like was the politics, but here's what's wrong with the politics. It felt like these characters were just point blank lecturing you about the way they feel about certain issues, which therefore comes across as if the writer is sitting in the scene saying, audience, this is what I'm saying, here's what I believe, and here's what I think. And I don't like that at all. It's not that it's it's not that the politics are it's not that the politics within the movie are horrible or anything, or some of it, I could say like some of it you people might disagree with, whatever. That's not the issue though. The issue is how it's integrated into the movie, not the politics itself. And so I just didn't like that aspect of the movie. But again, what I've been hearing about this review, some reviews about this movie, is that it's like it is more forced into the movie than is really forced in here, which to a degree it is, but people are acting like it's way worse than it is. I was able to ignore that. And it was annoying when those scenes happen where characters just sit and they say exactly how they feel. Yes, get it. Totally annoying. I didn't like that aspect. But there's enough good here, enough good filmmaking, enough good horror, that I think this is a C minus movie. Or no, we'll give it a C plus. That, it's a mixed bag of a movie, but there's some good qualities here. It's a 6 out of 10. And I think if you want to see, a fun slasher movie with some good horror, then and you can get past the politics, then watch this movie. I don't think it's nearly as bad as some people are making it out to be. It's a fun. I thought it was a fun horror movie. And just so anybody knows, it's not. There's no specific reason I haven't seen the original Candyman movies. I actually want to. I will check them out, especially after seeing this one. But I just didn't get a chance to before I saw this one, and I wanted to see this one before I go back into work, and have to deal with people asking questions about this movie that I can't answer because I didn't see the movie. So I saw the movie. The review, I know the review's kind of late for this one, but Candyman, mixed bag of a movie, but not a bad movie. That's all I can tell you.